of CVC. This funding for housing in CBRM, what do we know about the projects that it will go toward to fund and where they'll be?
That was actually the point I was making in my opening comments, that it's not just about specific projects. Although we have the Rapid Housing Initiative, we have the Apartment Construction Loan Program, we have the Affordable Housing Fund, we have the Reaching Home Program. We have lots of different programs that are there to build specific housing units or apartments or complexes in various areas. And that we're going to continue to do. That's part of the way we built helped build 63,000 new homes and units across Nova Scotia over the past number of years. But the Housing Accelerator is different. The Housing Accelerator is about changing the way municipalities approve, zone, create density, use public lands. So yes, there are estimates about over 3,000 new units that will be unlocked by this Housing Accelerator over the coming years. And for $11.4 million, that's a pretty good number. But the reality is, once you've changed the way people build homes,
the way he says it,
homes or units you can build on a single
he's like,
property,
oh, it's $11 million, whatever.
Access to financing, capital, the acceleration of red tapes, things like the taking off of the GST on purpose-built apartment buildings. These are things that unlock homes everywhere throughout the municipality, unlock potential across. So we have lots of programs that specifically fund this place at this address, that. The Housing Accelerator is about unlocking everything across the CBRM, and that's why Amanda and us are so excited about it, as is Chief Terry.
So with this funding, what is the decision-making process, and who ultimately decides what this money will go to, what projects this money will go to fund, and is there any community consultation involved?
It's all community driven. This is money that we are, the Housing Accelerator are agreements we've signed with over 50 municipalities across the country. Not all municipalities, only the ones who've stepped up with ambitious plans to change the way housing is built in their communities. So if a city came forward and said, okay, we want to give 2 units as of right on every lot, we'd say, no, you're not getting Housing Accelerator money. But the community next door that said, we want 4 units as of right, or even here in CBRM, 6 units as of right, we said, wow, that's real ambition. So yes, we're going to sign a Housing Accelerator deal with you. Every Housing Accelerator agreement is slightly different across the country, but they all have the same principles of rewarding ambition for those municipalities who want to accelerate the way they're building homes and create great opportunity for growth. This is money that we've agreed to send to the municipalities so they can improve their processes. That is the way the Housing Accelerator works.
Thank you very much. This is what concludes today's press conference.
There was a question about online harms that people are asking about. And I think I was talking about this with my MPs earlier. The reality is,
he really wanted someone to ask him about this.
Everyone agrees how incredibly important it is to keep kids safe. We keep kids safe in the schoolyard. We keep kids safe in our communities. We need to do a better job as a society keeping kids safe online. Keeping them safe from child sexual exploitation, from bullying, from the kinds of mental health distress that far too many of our young people are going through. And that's why we're moving forward with online harms legislation that will be introduced soon in the House and that will be robustly debated. Because I think it's something that all Canadians count on, that governments do what they need to keep all of our kids safe. Now, the fact that Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, without reading the legislation, without knowing what's in the legislation, are not just opposing it, but spreading lies about it, is concerning. What's also concerning is, instead of stepping up to stand for protecting our kids through responsible, serious legislation, he's proposing that adults should instead have to give their ID and their personal information to sketchy websites or create a digital ID for adults to be able to browse
not
the
what he
web
said
where they want to. That's something that we stand against and disagree with. We think we need to responsibly protect kids, but we need to do it in a way that is acceptable to all Canadians. So I think this is yet another example of Pierre Poilievre being irresponsible and not serious, and choosing to play politics instead of actually focusing on what matters, which is how to keep our kids safe. Merci tout le monde.